Hi. um, I didn't announce this live because I didn't know I was doing it. So here we are. Let me light some sage while we wait for people to join. So yeah, I wanted to talk today about what happens pre-ceremony once you decide, or some people don't realize that they already decided, but once you start thinking about sitting in ceremony, and this could be any plant medicine, ayahuasca, mushrooms, combo, just anything that you're planning for, and you have a ceremony set up. The time from when you decide to go till the actual ceremony is already part of the ceremony. So it's the preparation phase, and with certain plant medicines, you're maybe doing a diet or preparing in some other way. But sometimes you're not specifically preparing for it. And whether you're preparing or not, things are happening before ceremony. And to me, in my perspective, that's the medicine already working on you. Because if you think about it, everything is energy. And so the medicine, you allowing and giving permission to the medicine to work because you're committing to ceremony is telling that medicine that you're ready for it, right? So the medicine will already start working. And what happens depending on what medicine you're working with, things will come up, and a lot of the time they're emotional, and a lot of the time they're fear, anxiety, resistance, so these are the things that you're going to ceremony to work through, to integrate, to look at, to love and embrace, so there's nothing to be afraid of, and also it's okay to be scared, right? It's normal to be scared. So I just wanted to talk about this today because a lot of my clients they've been pushing back their sessions because of this resistance. And that's okay. I trust so deeply in divine timing, and I trust that whenever you sit, whenever that moment is, that day is, that you come and sit with the medicine, that is exactly when you're supposed to be there, So to me, I see it a lot. In my work, I see people getting really anxious before ceremony, and resistance manifesting in their lives in a million different ways. It could be like their babysitter canceling, or something, getting a pipe bursting in the house, or their job needs them to work during the days that they took off, or whatever. It can manifest a million different ways, and that's not really the point. The point is that the resistance, we feel like the resistance is us, and so people can often take it as a sign that they shouldn't be going, or that it's a bad idea, or basically the universe telling them that not to go. And really it's them looking for a reason not to go because we're the universe and the universe is us, right? So we're part of it. We're not an outside party and the universe isn't an outside party. We're all intertwined. So when I think the first time I really experienced the anxiety and fear was after my first round of ayahuasca ceremonies. It was like maybe 5 months after that. I went to sit with Iboga, and that was when I was really freaking out. Like, I didn't want to go at all. At all. I did not want to go. And I remember being so scared and just like, telling, just thinking like, what am I doing? Like, what am I? It was like around the time when the pandemic started too. Like, people were still kind of confused. It was like the end of February when I decided to go of 2020. And so, everything's kind of like chaotic here. And I was severely depressed because I had reached a low after riding my ayahuasca high. I crashed and didn't know how to deal with it, and so it was just like I was in a really, really difficult place, like really dark place. So I was depressed, and then I didn't, I was scared, like flying by myself to Costa Rica, and like I've flown by myself before, but like I just didn't want to leave my home. I didn't want to leave my family. I didn't want to leave people I knew and go do this crazy medicine that like scared me, So that was the first time that I really felt those pre-ceremony jitters. And it was really good that I felt that, because it kind of prepared me for what was coming, because it was really scary. Those ceremonies were really scary. So to me, that was the preparation, the fear. And then I experienced it again at another ayahuasca retreat. This was last December. I was feeling really, really scared. Same thing. And that morning I was like crying because I didn't want to go. It was intense. So it was the same thing. Like, during my ceremony, I was thinking about, I had already drank the medicine. I was like deep in like ayahuasca thought. So I'm thinking like about the fear that I experienced before, because I felt it again. It felt exactly the same as it did leading up to the ceremony. And to me, that was just that was Mother Ayahuasca preparing me, like kind of, making my way into ceremony rather than it being like a total shock to my system. So it's not always gonna be a similar experience to that. It's gonna be whatever it means for you, right? The point is that your emotions aren't a sign. Our emotions are kind of all out of whack because we have made ourselves feel bad for feeling for so long that like we make our emotions mean more than they do. Like, for example, if someone gets triggered during the day, they'll hold on to, like, that trigger will have such an impact on their whole day that they'll say that like they had a really bad day. And then usually it's just because of 10 minutes that something happened, like an interaction happened, and then it put you in a bad mood for the rest of the day. So we put a lot of weight on our emotions because they are like, we don't understand them for the most part, just like a blanket statement. Like, we haven't really been emotionally intelligent for like our culture, the way it is right now in America. We haven't really been emotionally intelligent for many ears. So yeah, we don't know how to handle our emotions because we were never taught. So we're all kind of just like learning as we go. And I lost my train of thought okay, let me answer your question. Yes, but sometimes if the fear is so big, don't you sit with it? What do you mean? Sit with the fear? Can you explain that a little bit more? But yeah, going back to the emotions, I mean, our emotions they don't mean what we think they mean. And it's as we develop our own personal relationship with our emotions, then we start to understand them more. Hi, baby. Okay, yes, that sit with it. Like, sit with the fear. Well, yeah, you sit with the fear. I still don't know what you're saying. Can you explain it a little bit more? I mean, do you mean like within ceremony or like before ceremony? And what do you mean by sitting with it? To me, ayahuasca ceremonies, like, to me, the medicine is showing me how to feel more alive. So, she's a feminine spirit, and the feminine is all about being. So it's like being all of you, including the dark parts. And in that process, she expands your emotional capacity. And so you feel more. And what becomes most evident for us is the fear, because a lot of us are constantly in fear. So that's what we're going to feel more, because that's what we normally feel a lot of the time, if that makes sense. So for me, it's always fear that comes up before. I'm not saying that it's always fear for everybody that comes up before ceremony, but sometimes it is. Like, for me, it is. Right, yeah. Even if you're scared, yeah. And I want to say, like, it doesn't matter if you're scared, but, like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be there, or you're not supposed to go, or it's a bad idea, or, you know what I mean? So our emotions are just energy, and these things that come up before ceremony are getting ready to be released. So they have to come up to the surface, right? So we can do some of the purging before ceremony, and kind of ease the process. Or we could just, let it come up to the surface. Maybe that's what we need to just look at it and then go into ceremony and then heal it there, heal it during ceremony, or release it, process it during ceremony. So there's no right or wrong. The purposes of this video is really just to let you know that it's normal to feel emotional before ceremony, and for things in your life to have, like, because it could the emotions can, hi, welcome. The emotions can manifest in your life in a million different ways. Like I was saying, like unexpected bills, or sudden people leaving your life or entering your life. Things like changing at your job all of a sudden. Anything can happen. Just kind of keeping your eyes on the prize. So like if I'm committing to a ceremony in a month's time, right? I'm going to that ceremony no matter what, because you have to, if you're going to do this work, if you're going to heal and evolve and be a better person and live a better life and all that good stuff, you need to be committed to it. You need to be devoted to yourself and to your healing, or else it's gonna be an uphill climb no matter what. without the commitment and devotion, if you're just like, oh, I kind of want to do this, I'm like one foot in the door, it's gonna be really hard to see any change in your life, or it's gonna be really hard to see to get to where you want to go. It's gonna take a really long time. So me, I'm impatient. I want to be there already, and sometimes that can be bad, and sometimes not bad, but like sometimes that can work against, you know, where I'm trying to go. And other times it's really good for me, like at these moments where I'm like, I don't care, I'm going. Like I just came from Peru, and a million things were happening that were telling me like, okay, maybe you shouldn't go, but I already made that commitment to myself, saying that I need this, and this is where I'm being guided by spirit, and I trust that 100%, and nothing can possibly get in my way. Nothing can get in my way. And if you have that kind of devotion to yourself, you can get anywhere you want. Like you can do anything you want, because if you're committed to yourself, where you are the priority, then that's, you know, then you're gonna be support. You're open to support. That's the energy of alignment. So that, but you know, I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on here really quick because, like I said, I've been noticing a trend, and it's, you know, it's fine. It's cool. It's all good. It's all part of the journey. People will experience a lot of resistance before ceremony because they're doing something really big and really good for themselves. So we, as much as we don't want to admit this, we don't want good things to happen to us. We don't want, not that we don't want good things to happen to us, but we don't want other things to happen to us other than what we have right now, because this is safe. Like whatever, the way we've been living, the people that we've been being is safe, and we're used to it, and it's comfortable, and it's what is familiar, and it's where we feel like we belong. So anything outside of that, any change outside of that, even if it's good, even if it's going to be better, is going to create resistance in us. And that's normal. Like that means you're alive, and that means your body's working really your body's working and doing what it's supposed to be doing, like playing its role. So it's good news. And it's, you know, and it's also, it's a lesson in itself, because the resistance that comes up before ceremony, because you're not under the influence or receiving the support of the medicine yet, like physically, you have a chance to kind of look at it from the perspective that you have right now, and see what is your current relationship with resistance. What is your current relationship with trusting your intuition no matter what? Are you actually following guidance no matter what? Or is it like there's doubt, or there's fear, or there's second guessing, and which is okay. Like that's not a bad thing. It's just something to be honest with yourself about, because it's really hard to be honest about those things. It's hard to admit to ourselves that we're doing things that we don't think is right, or don't, you know, not wanting to be those kind of people, you know, whatever. We have a million stories that we tell ourselves. I tell myself stories every day. I'm a great storyteller. Kind of serenity. I don't know what you said that too, but yes. I'm all about serenity. So yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to say. I'm gonna go. Oh, okay. So mushroom ceremony on Sunday. I still have 4 spots, I want to say. I think I have 4 spots. I'm gonna have to double check. But I am going to, how should I do this? You know what? Just DM me if you're interested, because I'll send you the information on the side. But yeah, let me know right away, because spots are gonna fill up, and it's gonna be a good time, and it's gonna be a great experience. You should be there. All right, love you guys. Bye.